Oh, yes, inflation is going wild, and it is amazing for Bitcoin. Today, we're going to be talking about the macro structure of the market and getting ready for me to give you a juicy list of projects tomorrow. So make sure you're subscribed because tomorrow we drop a fantastic guide through all of the gaming projects I'm invested into and I'm going to invest into. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that. It is the single most important play in my entire conviction for this industry. So make sure you guys are here for that. We're going to let some people filter in. There are thousands of you waiting here for this to begin, 2,400 already in the chat. So big shout out to you guys. This is a fantastic moment. And I had to reflect on essentially the whole market over the last few days and weeks, because the reality is it has been such an amazing feeling to see the rebound of this market, to have the conviction, have the faith, see it coming back, and then, of course, see everybody who has been sticking around, who stuck through this bear market, get to enjoy the fruits of that, the laborious wait. Now, the prior bear markets, we had to wait 3 years, and most of our dreams and our hopes got completely trampled on. This time, people had to wait about 3 months. So I'm very happy about the shorter wait and that, essentially this entire community can be rewarded much faster. There's about 1,000 of you who have not liked the video yet in this chat. We're going to be talking about a macro bullish catalyst for Bitcoin here in Q4 over the next few months. And I believe it's going to set off a chain reaction of events for the entire market. And that, of course, gives massive opportunities to absolutely everyone. So please like this video so we can share it with more audiences and have other normal YouTubers understand how magical what we're doing here in crypto, YouTube viewers understand how magical what we're doing here in crypto truly is. So smash those likes, please. We have so much to cover today. The super chats are already rolling in, shouting out Super Farm, shouting out UFO, shouting out the projects on this channel that have had some astronomical growth, such as the gaming projects and the metaverse industry that we are so excited about. We have some more generalized content today, but I wanted to go ahead and make sure you guys are aware of this, which is, of course, the giveaway today. Make sure that you comment Burr and retweet with your ETH address in the comments, and you can be entered to win this giveaway. So make sure that you go ahead and show some love on this tweet. And then we also have a newsletter here below the video. If you guys want to be made aware whenever my team puts out some newsletter content, we're building out a little bit of a blog style update that'll be easier for people to get via email, just helping the EllioTrades sort of media channels get you wherever you prefer to see them. At any rate, 3,500 of you guys in the house, and we have to talk about something really serious, which is essentially that this is just getting started. This bull run is really going to hit another leg because we've just had a massive fundamental catalyst, which is, let me just get to this first, which is really the biggest issue here. We have the price inflation jumping 8.6% in October, matching the largest year-over-year increase on record. So inflation, despite the fact that there is some talks around tapering, inflation is very real. And this is, in my opinion, not a real judge of inflation. If we look at property prices, you look at the prices of things that you desperately need for your life, property, food, these types of things, education, inflation is going crazy. And what we really know is that the money supply is getting weaker and weaker. And this is as we've just had the approval of over $1 trillion in spending for the new infrastructure bill. So what we know for sure is that the macro landscape for Bitcoin is absolutely ridiculously good. Does that mean that it guarantees that Bitcoin will immediately jump up in price? No. What you need to understand is that a combination of on-chain metrics, external macro analysis, as well as just downright good old-fashioned FOMO are going to be the things that propel Bitcoin to new highs. However, if you've been following the story that we've been telling here, pointing to amazing on-chain metrics analysts like Willy Woo, and specifically my new favorite, or has been my favorite, which is Will Clemente, who really just distill how important the dwindling supply of Bitcoin on exchanges is to the macro bull structure of the market. The less Bitcoin on exchanges, the more Bitcoin into whale wallets or diamond-handed wallets, whatever you want to call them. That is the force that is making this particular moment so powerful. The on-chain story being told just continually gets more and more bullish. And that's what's so exciting here. But it's also worth understanding that this late stage of the bull run might very well be a sort of quick, fast, dirty, big pump with a blow off top, right? That is something that I want you guys to be aware of, right? Which is when we look at the charts here, and let's go ahead and show you this. When we look at the charts, it's important that you learn to identify in many ways what the top is. And we'll talk a little bit about this, but what we're talking about here is essentially a macro catalyst for Bitcoin that wants to send it up, up, and away. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the 2017 bull run, you'll see that it gained incrementally over the course of the bull run. It started here at about $1,000. It moved its way up to 2,000, then 3,000, and then grinded its way up to 4,000. And this was from, really from January all the way through August, September. And then all of a sudden from, the rate of growth just multiplied. And you see it go from 4,000 up to 8,000 in what feels like just no time, just a couple of weeks. And then it has this big sell-off from 7,000 down to about 5,000. And then you get this 5K candle up to 20K. And it happens just super aggressively. And if you'll notice, it actually happens right about November 11th, which is 2 days from now, which is, we're at that magical late stage of the cycle. So if you start seeing price action that goes from 5K, or in our case, call this 6K, we're at 60K or 70K, whatever. I'm not going to try to make the numbers the exact same. It's not working. But if we start seeing like doubling, tripling, quadrupling, if we get to 100K or 150K within just a few weeks, that would be extremely, extremely fast. And that would mean to me that we're probably setting up for a massive blow off top and that the price will become very unstable. And when this happens, it's very natural that essentially you're having a bunch of uneducated buyers come in, you're having prices way overinflate, and the temptation for those big diamond-handed long-term holders to sell and take profits will be immense, right? And then what you have is sort of through this blow-off top region, you had all of the big old diamond-handed wallets selling out. Now, we're going to cover each and every on-chain metric and indicator, but it's important that you realize if we keep grinding up $1,000 at a time over the course of the next 4 or 5 months, and we get to 100K at the end of December and then 120 by the end of February, or something like that, that would be fine, right? That would be totally fine. And it feels quite, I guess, sustainable, right? That trend. If we go from 60K to 120K within a week, not fine, not sustainable, and probably time for you to really understand that we're in the final act of this bull run. So I hope you guys are understanding and benefiting from these particular insights, because understanding how to spot and understand the top is really, really key. Let's see what somebody says Bitcoin is pumping right now. Yeah, it looks like we had a nice little bounce up here. Look, it's all good. Look at this just macro structure on the chart. It's a beautiful macro structure. It's just continually nicely pushing up with a nice bullish breakout on volume here, $105 billion volume. But let's jump into the article of the day here, which is the daily update. Again, you guys can subscribe for these daily updates at the EllioTrades.xyz link here. It is right there in the description of the video. Definitely check it out. And of course, for the new people joining, this information is designed to be your cheat sheet. It is designed to give you a life raft to cut through the noise and to absolutely crush this market. And if you're getting value out of it, please subscribe and make sure to smash the like on this video. Liking the video is literally the single most important thing you can do to help the channel. And then if you want coin picks and you want all these pieces of information immediately when I put them out, very, very highly recommended, because these videos are getting 100,000, 250,000 and more views lately. If you don't have that bell on, you'll probably be too late to the party. So if you want to be the first people to know what coins I like, what I'm holding, then make sure you subscribe with that bell on. As far as liking the video, we are now have 2.7K, still about 3,000 of you who haven't liked. So I'll try to do better here throughout the rest of this broadcast. Maybe I can get a like out of you guys. Okay. So the main thing is that this is a massive return to grace for a lot of people, myself included. These times where you get these massive nukes, especially for people who have been through the bear markets, the crushing bear markets of 2018, this can be really, really cause a lot of PTSD, right? We did it. The cycle's over. It's not going to be as long this time, yada, yada, yada. Well, the truth is the data will suggest that the cycles are lengthening. That's what my friend Benjamin Cowan is saying. That's what my good buddy Crown on the channel earlier today has been saying. And those bullish price targets are extremely, extremely exciting. So if this does continue until May or June of next year, I mean, the prices that Bitcoin might be at, the prices that altcoins might be at, that gaming projects might be at is literally shocking. Where, $1 billion gaming project would have sounded like a lot a year ago. Now, a $100 billion project is in the works with Axie Infinity, and I believe many will join it there. With those astronomical price targets. Does it mean they'll hold them there? No, but this is like bull market mania modes. You just need to understand that if the cycle continues like that, it could be ridiculous, the amount of price appreciation, which is why you never dump all at once. You never sell out all at once. But two of my good friends here, Will Clemente, Journey Crypto, saying, your conviction during summer will be greatly rewarded during winter. Those of us that are still here after the May market crash deserve this. There were many casualties that fell to the bear, but in the end, we won. And it's hard not to like and feel a little bit victorious here. And it's also important to understand that this is a moment where we should be quite thankful for. Chris Bernisky, he really summarized this well in my mind, which is for a lot of people who have been through the rough times, who have been through the darkness here, having these moments of profitability, it is something that is really what we've all worked for and hodled for. And this is why I make content so aggressively during these bear market periods, because I know that a lot of people out there, it's one thing when you come in at the top and everyone's making money and then you get wrecked. It takes a lot more conviction to beat the drum and to get the excitement together during that bear market when people are effectively losing each day and saying this bleeding will stop. And so together, I think the work that this channel and this community have done since sort of end of May, early June, riding the NFT wave, getting liquid in October for this alt season, like I was preaching about. If you followed those steps, then you'll be absolutely crushing it, probably up an insane amount. And so that's what I live for, is creating this kind of upward momentum for not just my own portfolio. Of course, I like to make money, but for the community as well. So it's important to take a moment and be grateful, be excited, because there will be bearish times where you look back and you think, holy smokes, we were making how much money back in November of 2021? What a time to be alive. And so this stuff comes and goes, and you always want to take profits while the iron's hot. So this is a main thing here, is that it's very important to understand that while it seems as though everything is going to go up 100x from here, if you're in a place where you have a meaningful enough amount of money where it's going to forever change your life, figuring out how to start tapering out a little bit, or at least tapering out something meaningful from your crypto, is something that is highly recommended, because you just never know when the cycle might end. And you never want to be looking back and saying, well, gosh, I had all this money, I could have supported my family or whatever with it. It's important to be long-term optimistic, long-term bullish, and short-term rational, and short-term, even pessimistic, just in case, right? And that's why, like, when everything looks like it's going one direction, you always want to be a little contrarian. It's just the things I've learned, right? I don't want to throw a damper on the party. Meanwhile, just to give you a little bit of a sense here, this doesn't look overheated at all, right? If we're looking at where we are right now, sorry, let me actually zoom out of this. If we're looking at where we are right now, this red area, you can see that we are way less on the funding rates here compared to where we were in January, right? When we get super high funding is where we end up getting the super over leveraged market that creates washes, right? Where you see this massive wash down from like 55K down to like 40K. And then we get the same sort of effect here at the end of May. So you see these massive leverage, again, initially as leverage comes in, you can see it working in a somewhat productive way with the growth of the market, but then it eventually washes out and causes too much greed to get washed out of the market. You can see we're not nearly overheated. We're not nearly in that danger zone, and we're going to be tracking all the on-chain metrics, but I don't think the cycle's over this week. I think we have probably until mid to late December, and ideally, in a perfect world, we have until about Q2 of next year, which would mean that just amazing, amazing things are going to be happening here. So I'm very, very, very excited and feeling blessed about this because I do think we're all in a great place. I just want to say before we get into the mix here that you should start really writing down on paper your profit taking strategy. If your portfolio hits X amount, you're going to sell X amount. Like, do simple activities so that you can stay grounded here. Because when things get crazy and Ethereum hits 10K and maybe your favorite altcoin is up, 20X and your, $1,000 is $20,000 or whatever it might be for you, you're going to start getting emotional and thinking, well, what if it doubles? Well, what if it triples? Well, what if it 10Xs? And your emotions are going to get in the way. So make sure you have your profit taking strategy here. That said, we are getting the bull post. The bulls are on parade right now, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Robert Leshner, the creator, co-founder of Compound, says, I regret all the times I pressed sell button on any asset at any time. This is a beautiful message and also the wrong message because most people are going to regret not selling during the bull market. That is just the reality, right? If it is the super cycle, you will have plenty of times to reinvest and to reallocate, right? If the market just seems like it has no chill and it can continue, then there will be more and more and more trains to get in on. But if you are really just overly leveraged in the market, this is a beautiful sentiment, but one that you will probably not feel unless you're willing to hold your bags here for 5 years or something like that. And most people are not usually that crazy. I do want to reiterate, I tweeted this morning. Here. I've made this very clear. I'm going to be coming out with a video explaining what I'm holding. But I'm buying all the blue chip games, the tokens, the land, the characters. It's not fully clear which one of these is going to be the best investment. Maybe the tokens get oversaturated. The play to earn doesn't balance on the long term. Obviously governance tokens that aren't being earned are better for this because they will be a clearer value prop, I believe, like the AXS type model. And then the land, maybe the land is the ultimate come up, right? Because it becomes the thing that everybody wants. Maybe the characters, those Genesis items are those real treasured items that everyone wants the most, right? It's very unclear and it'll probably vary by ecosystem. So I'm spreading my bets out. That said, I'm looking to take some profits. If things get pretty crazy, like I have investments that are reaching many, many digits long. And unfortunately, even though I think they have a lot more steam in them, I'll have to take some profits here because I'm optimizing for 2022 when I believe at some point there will be some kind of a bear market, there will be massive discounts, and I'll be able to get even more of the projects I love, at which time I'm going to be starting to layer in buys for what I believe is a long-term hold, a 4+ year hold, meaning that I'm holding for the entire another cycle. And of course, I'm a believer that the 4-year cycles might be disappearing. Unfortunately, we haven't seen hard evidence of that yet. We're still very much on a 4-year cycle as far as I'm considered. So this is, in my opinion, the simplest way to get giga rich, which is a scientific term. And by the way, guys, this is just my opinion. I encourage you guys to do your own research. Seems like the whole world, Mark Zuckerberg, the evil Mark Zuckerberg included, believes the same thing. And now we're starting to see the emergence of which we'll talk about more and more, negative forces, evil forces that want to co-opt and corrupt what we're doing here. Because what we're doing here is impacting the entire world, the entire internet. It's something that I believe would be the case. And it's something that a lot of people in crypto don't even realize how powerful this group of people has become. So we're going to talk a little bit about this, about the importance of supporting open and decentralized metaverse projects versus closed and centralized metaverse projects. And we're going to be talking about this sort of crusade that is going to happen over the next few years, a crusade that will make everybody, I think, filthy rich, but also one that is good for the world. It's a triple net positive, right? It's an amazing juxtaposition of positives. Anyway, we already talked about inflation. I love this. This just made me laugh. Bitcoin CEO to increase prices to combat inflation. Amazing. Bitcoin isn't something we talk about having fundamental upgrades a lot. In fact, one of the biggest appealing things about Bitcoin is that it doesn't upgrade. It doesn't change. It is something that can be relied upon as a piece of property that is unchanged, immutable. Of course, I also believe that Bitcoin needs to evolve to meet the needs of potentially being the native currency of the internet, potentially being, insert the blank utility. These are the things that, Jack Dorsey and other key innovators around the world are trying to bring to light with Bitcoin. Now, I personally believe that the currencies of the internet will be US dollar stable coins that are backed by Bitcoin, backed by sound economics, hopefully in the future. But the reality is that Bitcoin is, for the first time, having a Taproot upgrade, which is going into effect this week, which is the first real major upgrade to the Bitcoin main chain since SegWit was introduced in 2017. This is a massive historic date. And so I absolutely love to see this. And I think people don't make a big enough deal of this. My biggest negative against Bitcoin is that it doesn't upgrade, it doesn't answer the call of innovation, and that it is more or less a religion at this point. But religions have been very successful over the years and enduring, and there's nothing wrong with it being religion. But Bitcoin growing, what we know is that its liquidity it brings to the rest of the entire ecosystem, the whole crypto economy, is the biggest gift. As Bitcoin grows, so too does your favorite token if it's not Bitcoin. And so this is great no matter what. Taproot, positive, it's all great. What we need to do is understand that while I don't preach investing in Bitcoin as the smartest approach to the market, because I like for my audience, just like for myself, to make wild gains, I want to make massive gains. I want to be on the biggest mega trends, invest in things that make sense to me on a thesis level, on a tokenomics level. And then I want to essentially ride up really aggressive gains, because that's the way that, people, I became an angel investor in crypto within about 12 months of making, actually after the bear market ended, I started angel investing within, a few months of the bull run in 2020. And that's how powerful the crypto ecosystem can be, that you can go from not having really what you need to angel invest properly, because I'd be, potentially spending money that would go to a house or whatever, to now, within just a few months of 2020, I was started angel investing. Now my portfolio of angel investments is in the probably reaching close to 50 projects I've angel invested into. And so this is the reality. I've heard this story from many other people as well, that you can reach a point where you can angel invest really, really quickly. And then once you start getting to that level, you can grow dramatically. So Bitcoin creates that liquidity floor for everyone to go through this journey and to start having big, high conviction bets in new stuff, which can be huge, important growth for, everyone's personal finances. That's my outlook on the market. And that's why I personally focus on altcoins and new emerging trends. But Bitcoin growing makes it all possible, right? Because as Bitcoin nukes, people get scared of crypto. We get a winter effect, and it's very bad for new projects and innovation. So understanding this is what makes that whole journey possible. And these types of changes to me are extremely, extremely bullish. So as Suzu would say, some TradFi plebs asked last week, what catalysts are left for Bitcoin? I asked if they realized Bitcoin will be doing its first soft fork since SegWit 2017, and they gasped. Yeah, this stuff is huge. It's absolutely huge. If you want to know what it is, Taproot will implement Schnorr signatures with an algorithm that will allow users to aggregate multiple signatures into one for a single transaction, reducing the inherent visible difference between regular and multi-sig transactions. Among other things, that's a technical breakdown, but Bitcoin's upgrading. It's a very, very good thing. We also have, what is this? We also see Bitcoin mining continuing to mature across the world, with Russian ministries wanting to legalize Bitcoin and crypto mining as an entrepreneurial activity. So this is the thing. You can fight against Bitcoin. You can pretend like you're going to ban it. In the end, each and every country, each and every economic so-called powerhouse will need to play ball here with crypto or get left behind. And nobody wants to get left behind. That's for darn tootin'. Anyway, so if you guys are enjoying this, it's rare that I do like a Bitcoin focused segment and video, because I'm so passionate and focused and want to bring so much awareness to gaming, metaverse, and NFTs, which are the things that as recently as 2020, people would roll their eyes at me and say, don't cover NFTs. They're a scam. Don't cover gaming. It's not a legit use of blockchain. People would say that stuff to me in 2020. The comment section was ridiculous. So if you guys appreciate me sticking to my guns, and then 2021 essentially showing how important these innovations are, then smash the like button. There's 8,000 of you in the house, only 4,000 likes. I think that deserves a little bit of a growth here. Anyway, BTC now, alts later, but be prepared for a shakeout in between. So the big question is this going to parody the big blow off top of 2017. Now, if we look at 2017, what you'll see is there was this huge collapse here of Bitcoin right after December 17th. This was the top, was December 16th, 17th here, right? Or whatever. And then we had the collapse. But in this collapse here, what we'll see is that this was actually the top of the altcoin market, the fourth and fifth, not the original top for Bitcoin. So first we get Bitcoin, and then actually what you can't see is Bitcoin came all the way down on a wick and tested 10K. So it went from 20K all the way down to 10K, and then bounced up here to 16K or 18K, whatever. And this was when the market actually went the craziest. So there was about a 2-week gap here where Bitcoin was in flux. And it actually tested and it touched 10K, it bounced up, and then it came up to 18K. This was this back and forth here with this shakeout that would have probably scared a lot of people. But as Bitcoin effectively ran out of gas and it was clear to people that the party was more or less over here, and that it got rejected here at the 16K mark here, people looked at this and saw this bounce up and rejection here as extremely bearish. As extremely bearish, and then all the money started leaving Bitcoin for the alts. We got one final halo pump, and then just doom and gloom for a year. If we see Bitcoin go on a big parabolic run and then completely get chopped, and then alts make their move, then this will start to look exactly like prior times in history. I personally think history doesn't repeat, but it might rhyme, meaning Bitcoin first, and then alts later, meaning that whatever you're seeing out of Bitcoin, you're going to see something absolutely nutty out of the alts. You're going to see many X's out of the top smart contracts chains, out of Ethereum, and then you're going to see essentially a filtering down where narrative after narrative will pop off. In my opinion, the two obvious ones are gaming coins and DeFi coins, and obviously metaverse as well. But I'm grouping those together for now because Sandbox is a metaverse project. It's also a game. I think gaming is the first step. I'll go more into that in a different video, but metaverse and DeFi are both going to go crazy in this world, I believe, right? And we have so many catalysts coming. So I believe that there's a lot of reasons why Bitcoin would get pushed up there with the new 500 million Reddit users, with essentially, what was the other one? With inflation. We have the infrastructure bill. We have so many catalysts here. And we're seeing now a supply chain squeeze for Matic as well, another smart contract chain we've been talking about. We're also big on Rune. And then, of course, Avalanche now hitting $17.7 billion in TVL, as well as all-time highs with daily active users, wallets, TPS, and daily transactions. So, I've been pushing you guys on Polygon Matic, Rune, and Avalanche pretty aggressively over the last few, really since late summer of 2021. 2020. I've been pushing all three of these projects. But this is something I think is just the less risky place to be, which is the AVAXs, the Runes, the Matics, the Phantoms, the Ethereums, the Cardanos, the Cosmoses. Those top smart contracts ecosystems are like the lower risk plays that probably have the 5 to 10, maybe 20x gains in them. Probably more like 5 to 10x now that things have all moved. But then we're going to start seeing like wild alt season, where you'll see like every new project will go 150x. You'll see pretty much like all the low cap and micro cap alts will start pumping, 10x, 20x, 50x. It'll start getting nutty. And when that stuff happens, you just need to understand like there's no way for that to be sustainable, right? It is at that point a game of hot potato. It is a game where the total, if we go to, can I see the total market cap on CoinGecko? Yes, I can. If we see what happens here, this is a much easier way to see it, which is the Bitcoin peak was here. And this was the Bitcoin peak of 2017. Then we got a relief rally and altcoins went crazy. So looking at the total market caps chart, not just the Bitcoin chart, if you see, Bitcoin peak and then drop, but then total market cap start surging like absolute crazy mania. These are not red flags. These are amazing flags that you should be selling, right? These amazing times that you should sell. So you always want to sell big green numbers. You want to buy big red numbers. And what we hope is that we don't get a nuclear bear market, is that we don't get a nuclear winter. But even as recently as this year, we got, what was this? An 80%. Could you stop it? All right, I got to refresh. But even as much as like this year, we went from 2.5 billion trillion all the way down to 1.2. We got a 50% total market cap reduction, right? From what is this, May 11th to June 20th, right? And so even if this, oh God, it's doing it again. So even if it's not something that is going to last years, we know that certain temporary bear markets or bear trends will emerge. It's just how crypto works. It's super generous like that. If you see it as a gift, it certainly will become one. So that's what we're trying to prepare you for. I hope this has been really helpful and you guys understand all of the reasons why I'm bullish, the data points. There was a little bit of a cool off because the Solana conference, I don't think it was really so notable. Oh, another bullish catalyst, Discord. Discord is now jumping over to Web3. Now, this was a very natural transition because Discord is actually one of the highest destinations, one of the most popular destinations for NFT and gaming and crypto projects. I mean, it used to be Telegram, but it's really moving over to Discord now. I'm actually going to be setting up my own EllioTrades Discord with special access for the existing EllioTrades NFT holders. There will be another section coming up soon for a little special project I'll be dropping for EllioTrades holders, and more information on that soon. But this is going to be an amazing place where I can interact with you all directly. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in there. And so as soon as that's up, we're going to all move over and hopefully start interacting over there on Discord. It's going to be a great place. And they're now doing a Web3 integration. So what we see is Jason Citron, who is the co-founder and CEO, I believe, or founder and CEO. Yeah, founder and CEO of Discord. You can see here their MetaMask integration or in their Wallet Connect. So you see they're integrating with Ethereum. And this is great because what we can do now is you can have token gated chats and NFT gated chats. So I could say instead of using Collabland, which is like a workaround, I can literally have chat rooms where you can only get into if you're holding certain tokens, and you can actually see who's holding what tokens and sort of like how big of a holder they are, how important of a holder they are. Like if I could have all of my EllioTrades holders verified, and I can do this, when I have them in a chat, I know that these are people that have believed in me and are also supporting my NFT project. These, super farm DAO holders, giving that community its own token gated environment. When people are saying XYZ about a project and then you see that they're big holders, it has a different weight than when people are saying something about a project and maybe they don't hold the project, right? They might be salty, right? And so there's something very authentic about seeing what people are holding, and you can kind of like tell where people sit, and it creates an authentic interaction that I think is really important. So this is going to bring in, I think they have like 130 million daily actives. So probably nothing, as they would say, probably something. This is absolutely, 150 monthly active users, $130 million in revenue. Huge addition. Now we're adding Reddit and Discord. Not saying that those are different users, but 130 million or 150 million plus 500 million, 650 million new users coming into the ecosystem. Imagine being here in crypto before Reddit and Discord joined Ethereum. Imagine being here before Twitter enabled Ethereum connected NFTs. Imagine being here before Facebook launched their metaverse. Imagine being in crypto then. Well, guess what? You don't have to imagine. It's right where we are right now. It's absolutely crazy. Big shout out to the ENS.ETH, the Ethereum naming services. Ethereum naming services. I clearly can't say that. If you have any ENS domains, then you will, I don't know if you guys participated in this. We talked about the unstoppable domains way back in the day. ENS.ETH. Somebody tried to sell me EllioTrades.ETH for $20 million. Ha ha ha. So I don't have it. I don't have like EllioTrades.ETH, but obviously, I have a bunch of these. And so I got a nice juicy airdrop of ENS tokens. So this is, again, it shows you that literally it pays to play. It just pays to play here. GM friends, if you missed the ENS airdrop, just remember there will be countless more to come. You get paid just to play in this space, settle in, and keep having fun. This is what I was saying, right? Any project that has had some kind of meaningful penetration will most likely drop token at some point if they don't have one. So just experimenting, poking around, you literally cannot match the opportunity in this space. Literally, people who just bought their name as an ENS name for a couple $100 probably got thousands of dollars in free airdrops. They also have no tokens allocated for investors since there are none. You got to love this stuff. Free launch, fair launch to holders. It's a beautiful thing. Let me know in the comment section what you think about ENS and if you're holding any. All right. let's hop back into CoinGecko here. That's the news of the day. I'm super, super bullish. 9,000 of you guys in the house. I just want to say a big thank you. I think this is an all-time high for me on streaming concurrent. So please, if you guys are enjoying this, smash the like button and subscribe for more updates. Can I talk about Superfarm Coin? I certainly can. I'm the co-founder of the Superfarm project. I can't talk about anything related to price. I can't talk about anything related too much to certain aspects of the project. But I can talk about the fact that we have a drop coming up on Immutable X with a really amazing game that will prioritize EllioTrades and Superfarm NFT holders. I can also talk about the fact that the video game for the project will be fully start getting more out there in the world in the next few weeks. Something that has been a labor over the last few years since 2020, as we've anticipated and built for this moment for years since 2018, really. And that there is just an incredible amount of excitement on the team, which is now of significant size. So there is a ton of progress there, and I really want you guys to see it, to see the releases coming from the official foundation socials, which I'll then, of course, cover as it comes out. But there is a powder keg of news coming. So what was my favorite N64 game? Okay, so there is a few very right answers here. My favorite, I can't pick one, but I'll tell you Mortal Kombat Trilogy, 007 GoldenEye, of course, Odd Job all day. I also loved that Wave Racer game, that the one we were on, like the jet skis. I loved, of course, Super Smash Bros. I loved Super Mario 64. I loved, what else do we have that are just ultra legendary games? Yeah, I think that's a good enough list for you for now. Let's get back to the crypto. In your opinion, do you believe the safest 5 to 10x of all crypto? What do you believe is the safest 5 to 10x in all of crypto? Yeah, okay. So probably the safest 5 to 10x in all of crypto, looking at maybe, gosh, the Polkadot, I would have said Polkadot a couple of weeks ago, but it moved pretty hard. It's going to be on this list, right? It's going to be on this list here, which is coins, categories, and smart contract platform. This is the easiest way, right? I think Ethereum is going to blow off top around 20K. I think Cardano has a nice bright future ahead of it because it's been correcting so much. You can see it's up 8.5% on the day. Solana, I think Solana is going to hit 1,000 in the end of this bull run. I think AVAX might be. Can you stop? Okay. I think AVAX might very well be like that nice balance of pump friendly because it's still way smaller than look. AVAX could go 3x and it still wouldn't be as big as Solana, and that's assuming Solana doesn't move. So Polygon, Avalanche, I would say Phantom as well. And where's Cosmos at? Where's Cosmos? Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be one of these, right? I guess to simplify, the smart contracts chains are the easiest, sort of 5 to 10x. My favorites here: Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, Chainlink, or Chainlink's not really a smart contracts platform. Polygon, Phantom. Near is kind of like a dark horse. It doesn't have nearly as much activity, but it definitely has like this. It's like trying to be a baby Avalanche. It's just not really there. AVAX is where I put probably most of my bets for AVAX. Solana is sort of Matic. Those are the ones I put more of my bets on. Phantom as well. So hope that answers that. Thoughts on layer 2 side chains? I've made whole videos about that. There's a lot to cover, so it's hard to answer that quickly. Shout out to Banjo Kazooie again as well. NFTs on BTC? No. Okay, I think I'm done with the super chats. Bullish on Atom. I do really like Cosmos. I think they need to adjust their, they really need to adjust their tokenomics. Where is Cosmos? Is it not on here? It's like, what's so crazy? Cosmos. So Cosmos actually has what's called the IBC. And they have this just amazing network. If you look at the Cosmos ecosystem, it's actually got projects that are even bigger than Cosmos, like Terra. So Terra is a blockchain within Cosmos, and it's bigger than Cosmos. Obviously, Terra is also amazing. And they have like Anchor Protocol, Mirror Protocol. It's just like an amazing, amazing suite of projects built off the Luna token. But this is where you see Cosmos technology is so good that you don't even know that Terra is a part of it. And it's actually a smaller blockchain than Terra. So it feels as though Atom, the sort of the king of the Cosmos ecosystem, is maybe not getting enough love here, being half the size of Terra. But we will see. I think Luna is another safe bet for big gains for the last part of the bull run, because the proven winners, the lead horses continue to lead in the blow off top scenario. Thorchain, I'm very bullish on. Again, you can see Osmosis. Where is it? Anchor Protocol. We have Injective, which is another project I've covered since, I think, what was it? 70 cents we covered Injective. Persistence. Akash is a project I've been holding and believing in for a long time. I'm a validator on their network. There's a lot of fundamentally strong projects in Cosmos. So I'm expecting it to do a little better. But again, the tokenomics aren't great for Cosmos. That's the biggest problem, the tokenomics. Whereas Terra, the tokenomics are great. So it's just, sometimes those things are just how they work. It's just, the devil is in the detail, everyone. The devil is in the details. Gosh, 9,200 of you in the house. Big thank you. This is absolutely my all-time high on live viewers. So much respect and love to all of you. I hope you guys are enjoying this. And if you are, all I appreciate is a little bit of a little kiss on that like button, a little hug, a little tap, tap, taparoo. Someone said Super Farm will get scrapped and hence Elliot will disappear too. Oh, that's funny. What about SLP? So, okay. So I see people asking about SLP. SLP is not it's not really the investable token from Axie. SLP is the token that that you earn when you grind in the game. And so when Axie took off, people started buying SLP, but then they didn't realize that people earn this for free in the game. And so you have like 1 million people earning SLP every day. And so there's a lot of sell pressure on SLP. You need it to breed, but what you really want, if you want to invest in Axie Infinity, is you want to invest in AXS. AXS is the $40 billion behemoth here, and you can see the price chart as Axie has grown. It doesn't have like these weird blow off tops and resets because you can't earn AXS for free, or at least not in any meaningful capacity. I believe there is some plans to have AXS be earned, but for the most part, this is the chart. When a good gaming project reaches market fit, this is what the chart looks like. Just ridiculous gains, disgusting gains. But this is why you want the governance token, not the play to earn token, but the governance token. Now, of course, there are different models that are coming out, like Star Atlas with their Polis and Atlas token. We're going to be doing a breakdown on gaming tokenomics and helping you understand them a little bit better. Again, there is no hard and fast rules here as to what is better, because we just simply don't have the time. We don't have enough market experience, not enough market history to say, well, this tokenomics model works better than that one. What we know is that Axie Infinity is the sort of the canary in the coal mine here, showing how big crypto gaming is. And we all owe them a massive, massive tip of the hat. So big shout out to Jiho and the team over there. But as you can see, here's the SLP token. The SLP token, as the ecosystem has continued to grow, you see that it has like these booms and busts of FOMO where people don't really know what they're buying. But you don't really, it looks nothing like that other AXS chart, right? So you don't want to be buying SLP unless you plan to use it for breeding in Axie, whereas AXS is the way to sort of bet on the Axie Infinity project. That's on UFO. I'm bullish on them. I need to check in on their recent updates. I've been covering them UFO since like, 100 and it's up at 2,500. It hit 3,000, so 30x out of UFO. Absolutely crushing. Thank you. Gripsed Poker Training, Evan Jarvis says, thank you, Ellio. I appreciate this kind comment. It's very sweet of you. And I appreciate you you not asking me to show something. So thank you. Somebody says, Elliot, will super farm token holders have priority on the upcoming game or just NFT holders? And of course, you know the answer to that. You know the answer to that. All will be revealed. All will be revealed with the Imposters Blueprint meta paper coming out. Very exciting, and you'll be able to really understand the mechanics of the game as the sale approaches. But of course, not just NFT holders, but also super token holders will be considered, of course. NFTs on. Guys, I'm not going to read sort of blatant shills here. Chainlink, I'm bullish on. Someone asked why do I always skip Chainlink. Chainlink to me is a very important project. Where is it? Oh, it's not even a top 10 anymore. Look, Link is like, it's a very, very amazing project. I think they need to work on their tokenomics a little bit, but there's no doubt that Link is core infrastructure here in crypto land. And I believe genuinely that it is undervalued here at 15 billion compared to some of these other projects. We will see how it performs, but Link does, it's had its day several times before, and I believe it'll have its day again. That's my belief. It's just, I know for sure these smart contracts blockchains will go FOMO mode during the blow off top, which is why someone's asking like, hey, what's the obvious 5 to 10x's? And then I'm telling you what the obvious 5 to 10x's are. So that's just the way I'm answering more the question. Chainlink's like just a long-term set it and forget it type hold. You know, it's always going to go up with the market. It's a blue chip. It's got incredible liquidity. It's kind of like an Ethereum-esque type buy. You know, you just know that it's going to be a part of what's going on here ongoing. Oh, is this the Rat King? This is the Rat King shouting me out. Shout out, Rat King. Am I still bullish on A Gold? No, I'm not. I still hold loot, but I don't have any A Gold. I wasn't ever pushing the A Gold token. I was pushing the fact that people got A Gold for free, which shows how powerful these loot style projects are. But I mean, to be honest, you know, I saw the problems with loot, and I created a project based on the bottom up design of loot. And we created Neo Tokyo. Alex Becker and I took $0 for it. This is just one of the now about to be 4 collections here. And even if you just only have an identity, not counting your vault box and your vault card, your item cache, or your land, which all have, I believe, a 5 ETH floor on them, or the bytes, which is the utility token, people are looking at 19 ETH floor for solving puzzles. And I know people are salty about the way this went down. But the reality is that this community has proven that it is unwilling to sell, and it believes in this, and that the gamification around this free mint, I believe, will go down in history as the most important experiment that's been conducted in NFT land. It's something that I was only able to accomplish after truly understanding some of these NFT native projects. Like Superfarm is a project that is a whole ecosystem of many different metaverse sort of primitives, but it started with the token. It didn't start NFT first. And so it's very, very interesting to see the projects that started NFT native. And so, you know, this was an experiment. It was totally a pure idea, and I'm very proud of where it's going, right? I'm very proud of how, compared to loot, compared to all of the scammy derivatives of loot, which were total scams in the end and cash grabs, Neo Tokyo proved to be a truly pure experiment. So I'm very, very proud of it, and I think that it will continue to go on and be one of the most, I think, unique things that's ever happened in the blockchain space. And there's a lot of synergistic collaborations between Neo Tokyo, Superfarm, and some other stuff coming up. So really, really amazing upcoming stuff for this project. But compared to loot, obviously, which went and pumped, and a bunch of insiders knew about it first and early, and there was a whole bunch of free mints given to the founders. All of those sins had been corrected for Neo Tokyo. So to me, Neo Tokyo, and it showed, because A Gold, I think, went pretty much to zero, or it completely collapsed. It shows that when the experiment is done right, the entire ecosystem works. And so compared to any of the loot or derivatives or loot itself, I'm definitely not bullish, even remotely, compared to Neo Tokyo. So that's what I'll say about that, is that the category now has a proper project. Will bytes be useless like SLP? SLP is not useless, and bytes will not be useless. No. Elio, do you think we'll have another bull run before the bear market? Yeah, I do. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about it. All right. One more question. Let's hop into it. And then I unfortunately have a packed afternoon. Okay, there's just so many coin tickers coming up. It's hard to keep up. Oh gosh. All right, I don't really want to cover any of these questions. I'm going to go ahead and just summarize what I think is the most important information for you guys right now. Right now, we're looking at a time where the entire attention around crypto is going parabolic. We also have Bitcoin at all-time highs. The best marketing for the space known to humans is Bitcoin pumping. Now, we also have the benefit of wildly more than estimated inflation. We have a new infrastructure and spending bill that is absolutely crazy in the amount of size it is. Do I think it's good or necessary? I'm not going to comment on that. I'm just going to comment on the fact that more cash flooding this world is going to send fixed, hard capped assets that have demand, like housing, like Bitcoin, like altcoins, good altcoins. It's going to go through the roof. And so to me, the powder keg is still being loaded here, as Bitcoin hasn't really made even that dramatic of a move yet. And so it's pretty clear to me that we're going to start seeing some pretty aggressive moves, I think. If they get too aggressive, I'll tell you, hey guys, it feels kind of unstable for me. But for now, I think that, focusing on the high conviction areas, learning to become a true master of them and learn and study them, whether it's gaming, whether it's DeFi, whether it's Web3 in general, find your niche that appeals to you and that you think has the most potential, and become a maestro of it. And I believe you will find your X's here at the end of 2021. Of course, if the bull run continues, happy days. But preparing for an eventual bear market where you can invest at an 80-90% discount and hold, that is the ultimate move that you can make to go 100x, 1000x on your portfolio. And that is how the true professionals do it, is that throughout this last section of the bull run, if it is the last section or segment, you should be looking to take some profits. That's the most important thing. I hope this has been it. Okay, just to recap though, we are not there yet by various metrics. So I believe we still have another several weeks left here at the minimum. So with that said, I hope you guys have learned a lot from this. And if you had, make sure to smash that subscribe button and put the bell notification on, as we have a list coming out tomorrow of all the gaming coins I'm invested into currently and plan to invest into that are coming soon. I think you'll find it very, very, very educational. So make sure you have that bell notification on, or you might be the last person to see the video. With that said, I thank you guys so much for watching. My name's EllioTrades. You can find me on Twitter at EllioTrades, or you can follow my blog, EllioTrades.xyz. The link is right there in the video, right below the fold there. Thank you all so much for watching. 9,000 of you, please smash that like button, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next video.